Today we are talking about a letter I received, and I am going to just talk about this because I know a lot of people have problems with this. So this letter came from Laura a while ago. I'm watching your video, how to declutter your husband and children. I was wondering if you have any suggestions for my situation. I have a husband who had a stroke 4.5 years ago. He can't handle a full-time job because he gets too tired all the time, doesn't have energy all the time, and he gets headaches during the day and has to take naps due to that. We need to work on getting him on disability. Anyway, he was raised. The women take care of the kids and home, but also expects me to help him with things as well. That's how I was raised. My home is a disaster because I don't have the time, because I spend my time helping him when I'm not working my full-time job. What would be a good way to approach this? Any suggestions for helping me cope with everything? Or wait, let's see. But at the same time, I also enjoy helping him, but it also takes him 3 to 4 times the time frame to do things after his stroke, even when I'm helping him. Any suggestions on helping me to cope with everything, please? Thank you for all your videos and your recipes. I've been trying all your tips and tricks to try to save money in emergencies since it's basically one income household. We have 2 in college and 1 still in high school. They did move to South Carolina from West Virginia because he had some problems with altitude, and she says that helped, but she still needs advice on how to get her life in order. She said he is in much better shape than before we moved, and some days I really have a hard time dealing with everything, especially my cleaning and coming time to help him. My mind gets so exhausted I don't know what to do or which way to turn. It would be highly appreciated for some suggestions. Wow. Okay.
That is a lot of stuff on her plate.
I can see why you have a lot of problems. Okay, so basically her husband had a stroke several years ago. She is the only breadwinner at the moment. He can do some things, but it takes him a long time, and she has to help him with a lot of his stuff. And so I know a lot of people kind of get in this situation or something similar, and so I thought I would go ahead and give some tips on how to deal in this situation. Now, if you guys have comments or questions, please put them in the comment section. Also, please, right underneath our video is a thumbs up. If you could give us a thumbs up if you are liking our videos, and subscribe. All right. So the first question she asks is how she's just totally overwhelmed. Okay, so she's working full time. Her house is a disaster. She's having to take care of her husband, and she still has a kid at home. First of all, the kid at home, you need to be sure that he or she is doing their part. They can be doing all of the dishes. They can be doing things like taking out the trash, cleaning the bathrooms, mopping and sweeping the floors, doing their own lunch, their own breakfast. They could even be cooking lunch and they could even be cooking breakfast for dad also if you need to. So make sure the teenager, first of all, is pulling as much of their weight as they can, okay? The next thing is you need to just let him do what he can do, even if it takes 3 or 4 times longer. You're going to have to simplify your life down to the very, very basics. And I mean very basics. Like you cut your laundry down in half, you cook meals, but they need to be very simple meals. Do things like line your pans with foil, use those crock pot bag liners. Baby carrots are good. Just have a veggie tray every night with dinner, or frozen vegetables for dinner. It doesn't have to be a fancy salad or anything like that. No fancy dinners. You can do like an easy casserole, or just make a roast with some potatoes and carrots, or roast chicken with some rice. Keep it very, very simple. Now, back to the husband. Your expectations are going to have to be lowered so that, okay, yeah, it may take him 3 to 4 times what it did before to do things, but it sounds like he's still able to do things. And it sounds like he probably should be doing some things. So don't go in and rescue him when he doesn't need to be rescued. It might take him a little bit longer, but that's okay.
It might help him get better too if he's doing stuff.
Exactly. Just sitting and doing nothing isn't going to help him at all recover. The next thing she says is, I'm very overwhelmed. Okay, so you're going to have to make sure that you cut everything out. Like if your child has extra activities, you know, they can maybe have one activity, but if there's extra activities, extra church things, any clubs or anything like that that you might do, or, I mean, you're not saying you're doing these things, but I know a lot of people that they say they're overwhelmed and they're head of the PTO. They are head of this at church. They're head of that at their kids' sports. And they have one thing after another and they're like, I just can't cut anything. Well, yeah, you can cut a lot of things. And so you might have to cut a lot of things out of your life. You're going to have to not be so perfectionist about things. Now, the next thing you were talking about was your house is just a disaster. This is where every single day, clean out one drawer, one shelf, one cabinet, or one section of your closet, however you want to do it. But spend 10 to 15 minutes just doing one little piece every day. If every person, your house can be the worst hoarder house in the world. If you spend 15 minutes, or if you're a hoarder, spend 20 minutes, but if you spend 15 to 20 minutes on one section, getting it cleaned up and decluttered, you will get on top of it. And then don't be bringing more stuff in. If you can't handle it, don't be bringing more stuff in. Okay? You will have to start going more minimalist, cut back on all the plates, all the dishes, so that, I mean, I would go down to, there's 3 of you, I would have 3 plates, 3 bowls, 3 cups, 3 forks, spoons, knives, and that's all I would have. Then after each meal, each one of you has to wash your own dishes, which literally takes 2 minutes. I mean, it literally takes 2 minutes. And then dry them and put them up, and they're ready for the next meal. Yeah, Teresa says, make a list of things he can do while you're at work. Yes, I know he's had a stroke, and I understand that. And you didn't say how limited his ability was or anything, but you did say he could do some things. It just takes longer. Listen, I have chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. I have been bedridden at times in my life, and I still got up and did the dishes. Got up, unloaded the dishwasher. Okay, yeah, you do a lot of dishes though. But
yeah, but you actually
I do things.
Well, it's funny, she has this mixture of disabled and type A. So like the moment she has a slightest hint of something, she just gets up and goes.
Yeah. But
I used to think I would rescue her from that, but I found out she actually kind of likes it. Yeah. It helps her.
Gives me something to do, gets me up off the couch so I'm not hurting so bad. And so you can do things in literally 5-minute spurts. You really can. If you're watching videos, when a commercial comes on, get up and do that thing. And let's see, what else? And so I would give a list of tasks that he can do. If he's not going to be bringing in any money, which is understandable, that's totally understandable, he needs to be doing his part, taking care of the house. And really a lot of that, it sounds like he can do at least the dishes and the laundry. And so a lot of that is just him needing to just get up and just do it and stop relying on you. Sarah says, Tara, I think some hoarders are very unorganized people, just maybe don't know where to begin with the mess. It might be overwhelming for them. I know, that's why I told you and everyone else, start with one drawer. You can figure out what to do with all the stuff in one drawer. You can figure out what to do with all the stuff on one shelf. You can cut back on all the cups and glasses and plates and everything. And so that's basically how I would go about it, is just get your life as simplified as possible, and go ahead and get your things streamlined as much as possible. Get your wardrobe streamlined as much as possible. Get all your dishes, all your cleaning. I think it's great that you moved. I think that's wonderful. And when you start getting all of those pieces into place, then you will stop being quite so overwhelmed. You will still probably be overwhelmed, but just maybe not as overwhelmed as you have been. Okay.
I noticed she did say he can't work full time because of, well, obviously there's some sort of thing with that, but I was wondering if that means he has moments where he's good for a little while.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
One thing we found with Tara is if we could arrange, like for him, if it's for him, if you could arrange something that's stuff that needs to be done, but whenever he can do it, as long as ideally it gets done by this date, then that might be something he could do too, even including work. If it was some kind of work thing, but it was project, like it needs to be done by this date, then you can do it whenever you feel good. It sort of sounded like maybe that's what you were saying with the the thing about he can't work full time, but it sounded like that meant that he might be able to do something.
Yeah, so It sounds like he can at least keep up on the house. But on your end, you shouldn't be making things worse. Put things up as you go, pick things up as you go. As you're cooking and the water's boiling, work on that one drawer. As you're cooking and the water's boiling, get the dishwasher unloaded. If the teenager didn't get it unloaded, they should be getting it unloaded though. Yeah, so that's my advice on that. Mike's going to send me your comments and questions. Guys, this video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbooks, Volume 1 and Volume 2. These will help you get simple meals. Most of them have like 3 to 5 ingredients to get you in and out of the kitchen quick. Start with the red one, is our basic one. And then the blue one is the Volume 2, more recipes. They aren't repeated. And then our gluten-free, dairy-free edition. And then we also have, 10 damaged planners left, guys. That's all the planners we have left. And guys, they are very lightly damaged. And I mean very lightly damaged. I almost hate marking them down, to be honest. But like the corner just had a little bend or something like that. So they are very, very little damage. But if you want a planner for a good deal, go grab it. Okay. Now, questions and comments. All right. Let's see. Okay, I am kind of curious, guys. Type 1 if you think you are clean and organized, and type 2 if you have issues with getting clean and organized and are hoarder type. I'm really curious. I'm really curious where you guys are on that. So type 1 if you're clean and organized. Type 2 if you got to get your act together. I know some of us. I'm kind of like in the middle. I got to get my act together, but yet I kind of have my act together. So, oh yeah. So it looks like a lot of people have their act together. Deb is like me. She's kind of both. Very good. Okay, let's get to your comments question. Elise, have a spouse with a brain injury. I take care of the house. I do all the chores, take care of 13 and 15-year-old kids, and try to help an elderly couple with my own injuries. So this is what I'm talking about. Your 13 and 15-year-old should be doing a lot of the cleaning chores around the house. So make sure that they are doing a lot of that. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. She said she's helping an elderly couple also. Well, if you're taking care of a spouse with a brain injury, you may not be able to take care of more people on top of that. And so, guys, this is where you're going to have to start setting some boundaries and saying, no, I'm not able to do this. So you're not completely overwhelmed all the time. Sarah says, oh, you guys must have met my husband. That's funny. Crystal, or maybe not.
Well, that was before you mentioned that he was disabled. So.
Okay. Now, here's the thing, though. If your husband is like retired or just not working or whatever, and he's not doing anything around the house, he needs to get his butt up and do some stuff. I'm sorry, but if you're still working full time, there is no reason why he can't be taking care of the house while you're still working. And he should be taking care of the house while you're still working. So if that's the case and you're working and he's just staying at home and just loafing around or doing whatever, no, he needs to be taking care of the house. Crystal, my husband works at Walmart. Our grocery budget is tight. I go once a month and buy groceries at $400, but twice a week he will bring home 50 to 60 bucks in junk food. How do I get him on board to budget with me? Oh, mercy. I mean, I don't know. That's if you're spending $400 for just you and him, and then he's spending another $120. Wait, twice a week. So you're spending $800 on groceries a month. That's absolutely ridiculous if it's two of you. I mean, how does she get her husband to stop?
What's the question again?
He's just buying junk food at the grocery store because he wants to the tune of $200 a month.
Wow.
No, to the tune of $400 a month.
How much are they rich?
I don't know. But this is a get it together moment.
Tara was pretty well. I actually knew I had a problem when we were first married with my spending. And Tara was pretty blunt with me. She basically said, hey, we just can't do this because we don't have the money to do that. And I knew it was true. So even though I wasn't too enthusiastic about it, I went ahead and thought, well, we just got to do this anyway. But if he's not willing to cooperate on that level, you just got to smack him. Just kidding.
That's ridiculous. Sure. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, sit down and point out how much he's spending.
Well,
and I don't know.
I mean, it depends on the husband, I guess, but I've heard people say, hey, sit down with your husband and say, it's kind of really hurting me that, we're struggling here, but you're buying lots and lots of Doritos or whatever the issue is. It just makes me feel not very important and those kinds of things.
Well, if you can't pay your bills and stuff, that's not okay. And if he's not willing to change, you need counseling.
And I would say definitely, yeah, because I think a lot of guys, reasonable guys, would hear that and think, well, I don't really want to hurt you. And I can't believe this, but a lot of guys aren't that reasonable. So I'm not sure where he falls on that.
Yeah. I mean, and if he's not willing to change for that, that's where you need to have some serious marriage counseling, because that's not okay to have your wife stressing out over money because you just want to go blow it. Johnny, I got my volume 2. That is the blue one right here on Monday. Came super fast. I was so surprised. Thank you. Yes, we try to ship out. We were gone this weekend.
Yep.
We went to Colorado. My grandma turned 96 on Friday. And so we went down to Colorado and she did not know we were coming. So we surprised her and she was very, very surprised and excited that we were able to come down. So we went down there and we went to Estes Park. We stayed at the YMCA in Estes Park for 2 nights, 3 nights. And it was super cheap. It was like $100 a night. And all 5 of us. There was 5 of us. And we were able to stay in the YMCA room for 5 of us for $100, which was pretty good.
We had a 3-story building and we were the only people in it.
It was kind of nice. It was pretty cold, so we couldn't really do a whole lot. But the guys did get to go hiking one day, and
that was fun.
Yeah. And so then let's see what else. Then we made it home on Monday, fearing for our lives with the wind. It was bad. It was really bad.
It was windy and raining and close to freezing, and the vehicles were hydroplaning a little bit.
You couldn't see. We had to take 2 cars. We had to go to Laramie for an appointment. Some of us had to go to Laramie for an appointment, and the others went ahead and went home. And oh man, we were like calling each other, "What's it like?" "Well, this is what's it doing," and it was pretty bad. So there was semis blown over on the road, and yeah, it was crazy. But we made it down there, and Grandma was super happy to see us, so that was nice.
And Jill was with us too.
Yes.
So yeah.
So. Okay. Yes, my grandmother in Colorado. All right. Next comments. And also back to Crystal and her husband spending $400 a month. You know, you could maybe give him like, here's $100 a month to spend or something if you guys agree on something like that. But yeah, that's $400 a month on junk food's ridiculous. Lauren, shipping was insanely fast. I ordered the cookbooks on the 2nd and they arrived on the 6th. Thank you. So I think what's happening, because we can't figure out why they're getting there so quick. First of all, we do try to ship the next day. But for those of you who ordered on Friday, we didn't ship until Tuesday morning. And so for those of you who are getting it really quick, it's because normally we do ship the next day, Monday through Friday, we ship the next day. And also, guys, if you have a problem, we do not answer emails on the weekend, okay? This is our business. We have to get away from it. And so if you email us probably anytime after noon on Friday, you're not going to get an answer until Monday or maybe Tuesday morning, depending on how bad the email is. So just so you guys know. Lauren, Sarah, Walmart has a recall on some of their meat. I'm not going to shop at Walmart anymore. What are you supposed to do? I know. I saw that. Thanks, Kimberly, for sending me that. I mean, I don't know what you're supposed to do now. Kimberly. Oh, and here's Kimberly. Hello, everyone from Wisconsin. It's spaghetti and noodles and cream sauce for dinner. Yum.
Yum.
Castle Dove loves our cookbooks. Thank you so much. Michelle says, my ex expected me to do everything. I wish I would have worked part-time or go to college part-time. Yeah. Wanda, when making a meal, make some that will have enough to have 2 meals, either that or revamped. Yes, she should definitely be pre-cooking for the week or the next day or two for sure. Kenneth, get up as much as possible and help those who are helping you. Yes, Kenneth, see, you got it. Michelle.
What did he say? Oh, yes, yes.
Michelle, absolutely. I like taking Yukon Gold tomatoes, cut them up, add baby carrots on a baking sheet, put in 450-degree oven for like 25 minutes. Dug a recipe, but I added carrots and Italian seasoning. Yes, that's a great way to do it. That's what I do all the time. Amy, let him do it to improve his dignity. Yes. Crystal, also, we are a low-income family with 2 teenage boys. We live paycheck to paycheck, and I'm trying to get us better financially, but he just isn't on board, and I'm also a stay-at-home mom wife. Yeah, if he's not on board, you guys need to definitely get some marriage counseling. That is a major marriage issue, and it's not okay. It's not okay at all.
The financial thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle, my sister does everything. My sister and brother-in-law work. My older nephew is in Cub Scouts and they go to church, and my sister is pregnant with 3rd boy. They will have to shop at Costco. I don't know why they'd have to shop at Costco, but yeah, that's a lot to be having on her plate. Becky, maybe my husband would be able to clean out a drawer and organize if he is able to. Yeah. I mean, you have to work around their disabilities. That's fine. But it's not like there's nothing that can't be done. So that's where you need to work on it. Thank you, Karen. Loves my blouse. Got this for $1 at the thrift store. So I thought that was a rather good deal.
It's really nice.
Lisa, look at some support groups that could help too. Yes. Oh, so I went and interviewed. Oh, I'm going to do a video on them. So you guys will be seeing this coming up, but I went today to interview. Well, I went to pre-interview. Sheridan, what's it called? Foster Parent Exchange, I think is what it's called. And it is the coolest thing. This lady started this program to help foster parents. And what she does is she collects clothes and shoes and socks and diapers and beds and mattresses. And when kids go into foster care, even if it's 3:00 in the morning, they will go and pack up a bag for that kid to have things to get started with what they need. And then if foster parents need clothes or anything like that, they can go and get it from there at no cost to them. And she has this great system set up. So I'm going to be doing an interview on her. But yeah, get up and do things to help some people. Teresa, maybe have her husband fold laundry, put it away. Yes, exactly. Husband can do the dishes, vacuum, getting trash ready. Yep. Send me the next one. Dusting. Exactly. Deborah, they need to get a social worker and a lawyer to help him get disability. Yes, they do. Teresa, make a list of things he can do while she is at work. She still has to exercise his mind. Doing things will help with his memory. Yes, it will. I totally agree with that. Teresa also says, if you say I need help, can you do these things on the list by a certain date? I appreciate your help. Yes. Like, I greatly appreciate when Mike does the dishes.
Oh, thank you.
Because usually what happens is by the time dinner comes around, I'm so exhausted. I go get in the tub and I don't clean up the dishes after dinner. I know I'm awful. But when all the kids were at home, the kids would do the dishes. And so now I just leave it till morning and then
it's magically gone when you get up.
It's magically gone when I get up. But if it's not magically gone, then that's the first thing I do in the morning. So
I usually try to do it in between things. It's funny. I'm not disabled or anything, but I'll get up to go to the gym and Jack is usually a little bit behind me. And so I'll do some then I'll come home and do a little bit then before I go shave and stuff. Usually by the time she's up.
Yeah. Sarah says he could do those things, but will he if he believes it's her role? Listen, all of that baloney is gone. I am all for trad wife stuff. Women need to be home raising their kids now. That's what's wrong with our entire society. But when you have situations like that, traditional roles kind of go out the wall, go out the door. You just got to do what you got to do to take care of the family. And that's called being partners and taking care of each other. So, all right. Next, let's see. Margaret, I'm 12 weeks pregnant, newly married, and stay home. Am I wrong for not working? No, you are not. The thing is, people do not put enough credit on the stay-at-home mom and how much work they do. Stay-at-home moms keep the house going. They keep food going. They take care of the kids. They keep the laundry going. They keep the house clean. They do a lot of work. They probably do way more work than their spouse that just is working 8 hours a day. And you cannot just blow off staying at home, and especially if you're a stay-at-home wife, if you're pregnant, no, there's no reason for you to be working. So do not feel bad about that at all. Burger Slug, okay, says, hi, I'm 21 years old, and in my generation, I feel as women become more masculine. I used to be in a masculine energy, and I read Then Queens Ride By, influenced by your live stream. Yay! I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, Queens Ride By. It's where do we have that? I don't remember where we have Queens Ride By. Is it on Amazon? It's not on Amazon.
No, I think.
Do we have it on the website? I think we have Queens Ride By on our website, livingonadime.com. Go into the search at the top and type in Queens Ride By, and you should find it.
I know it's in the store. but it might be free on the site. In the store, it's like $1 or something, right? Where I think we
For the PDF, yeah.
Yeah, if you go to Google, if you go to livingonadime.com, our website,
yeah,
and just search in the search bar "When Queens Ride By,"
yeah,
you can get it free there. Otherwise, I think you can get it in our store for like $1. I think it's on our dollar deals.
Yep. All right, Teresa, maybe have our husband. Oh, we did that one. Heather, living on a dime. Do you recommend making a cake from box cake or pre-made frosting and making cake and frosting from scratch, considering time, cost, and taste? So I have no problem with people using pre-made cake mixes and frosting. Now, if you want a really, really good scratch recipes for that, we have white, yellow, devil's food, and the frostings to all go with them. Chocolate, white, caramel, all those frostings are in here. Dining on a Dime Volume 1, 25% off in the description below, livingonadime.com. But if you want to do it from scratch, it's fine. Does it save time and money? It doesn't necessarily save money, but it's at the same time really not that much more expensive. It's like 50 cents more expensive. So that's just whatever your preference is. I use box mixes all the time. I use cans of frosting all the time. So it's perfectly okay for you to do that. Jen, I just got on here and you immediately said you need to be a minimalist. I feel attacked. Don't worry, I feel attacked too. I'm attacking myself. Mary, I have your cookbooks. My husband loves your meatloaf recipe. Thank you so much. Volume 1 in our Dining on a Dime cookbook. Actually, on my other channel, Super Easy Recipes, that video is going to be coming out in the next day or two.
I'll share the link.
I'm going to be doing that meatloaf recipe. Edifying Gravity says, when we said our vows, the preacher said, love, honor, and obey. I said, love, honor, and cherish. She corrected me. And me, I said what I said. My husband shrugged. He knew what he was getting into. Oh, dear. That could be bad. Faith, hello, Tara and Mike. Greetings from the Big Apple. How's mom? She is fine. We don't have her on all the time. She's only on twice a month. So that's why we were having a sale last week. That's why there were more videos without her because, or not twice a week, twice a month. What did I say? I don't know. Twice a month, if that's what. So anyway.
Although we saw her quite a lot this weekend.
Yeah. So, Olympia, my husband retired. He does nothing but go to social clubs. Okay. I have a problem with that. If you're working and he's not, and even if you're not working and he's not, he should still be helping you with the housework.
Yeah.
There's no reason you should be doing all the work. He can do some of the dishes. He can do some of the dusting. He can do some vacuuming. That's okay. I mean, I'm all for traditional roles, but I'm all for traditional roles where there's respect for one another. And if a husband actually loves you, he's not going to let you be doing all the work while he's just sitting on his duff doing nothing. That's not okay. Cecilia, I had asked about getting a vacuum sealer. My husband's vegetarian. I'm not. And you and your mom thought it was a good idea. I found one on Marketplace for $15, still new in the box. Yes, I find them all the time at thrift stores, garage sales, and on Marketplace. You can find them for really cheap. Olympia, I made sweet muffins from Volume 1, the Red Book, and I added chocolate chips. They were so easy and delicious, aren't they? Yes, they are. Stephanie, good evening. I applied for a position as a teacher's aide in grade school. I've been a stay-at-home mom for 12 years. I'll be at the school when my kids are and off when they are. Yes, that's a great idea. My mom did that when she first left my dad. She worked in the cafeteria at school, so it was the same situation. So yeah. TJ, hello, I'm TJ too. Volume 1 and 2. 1 and 2, not volume 1 and 2. 1 and 2, when I asked if you're organized or not. I'm better with being organized, not as good with cleaning, if that makes any sense. Yes, that makes very good sense. I'm kind of the same way. Edifying Gravity says, the cleaning depends on how hard the ADD is hitting. That's funny. Simply Joyful, maybe her community could help. Available to them, housekeepers, caretakers to bring doctor's appointment, Meals on Wheels. Yes, that is a great idea to look for those things. Bounty in the Badlands. Sounds like she needs to sit hubby and teenager down for an honest conversation. They might not realize what she's feeling and are willing to help out. Sometimes you just need to ask. That is very true. Jane O'More says, large yard and garden time, so more to inside for now. I love the RoboVac. More time. Large yard and garden time. Oh, okay. So she's just saying, yeah.
Because
Patricia,
yeah.
Patricia, my husband has $16,000 in business debts and wants to keep out eating out. Yeah, that's a major problem, and you need to get some marriage counseling. That is not okay in any way, shape, or form, period. It's not okay. It's just not. Kathy, $400 for junk and another $400 for the bills. Yeah, that's not okay. Carissa loves us. Thank you. Simply Joyful. Maybe give the husband an allowance for his snacks. Yes, I think that's a great idea. Paula, the Walmart lady, should put her husband in charge of all the shopping, give him $400 budget and see what happens. Yeah, see what happens is they don't care. They don't want to stay on budget because they're selfish twits. And so that's where, if they're not going to be reasonable and have enough care for you when you're worried about the finances and how you're supposed to pay your bills and get out of debt, that's a marriage counseling issue. That's where you need to get some help with marriage counseling, because it's way bigger than buying junk food. Karen is also making our delicious meatloaf from volume 1, the red one, for dinner tonight. Yay. Laura, she got her volume 2 on Monday too. She was so excited, and it's beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. So a lot of people are really surprised because this is a really big book, and like we have full color pictures in here. Now, not every single recipe has a picture. We couldn't possibly do that, or this book would be 3 times the size. But we have full color pictures. We also have like the recipe cards. If it's a family recipe, we have the original recipe cards and that in there. So we do have a lot of pictures, so I'm glad you liked it. Heather, do you recommend a regular cleaning routine with specific days to do certain chores? Yes, if that's the way that will help you. Like I try to clean the bathrooms on Monday and Friday, and then we try to always vacuum on Friday or Saturday. And then I try to I just dust as needed. But, just whatever system will work. But yes, I would say a cleaning routine would actually be very helpful. Jim says, tell Grandma Happy. I will tell her that. Mary, the spending thing, that was us, and it was a marriage problem, and I had to bail. He would not change it. Yeah. I mean, it's something where you're going to have to go in for counseling. And if counseling doesn't get it, then you're going to have to start making some decisions because it's not okay. Heather, is Jell-O considered an affordable food? I have no response to that. I don't know how to answer that. I mean, it's a good flavoring. It's not actually food. Although it can be, because it's like I knew an Appalachia nurse practitioner. I knew of her. And one of her recommendations when her backcountry people would break a bone or whatever, she would tell them to eat a tablespoon or 2 of gelatin a day to help the bones heal because of the collagen in the gelatin. So, I mean, it's not actually totally bad, but I mean, I don't know what you're using it for, but I don't think Jell-O is awful or anything. As far as being affordable, I guess. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it. Carissa, sorry, financial infidelity is a problem. Yes, that's a very big problem. And that's exactly what it is financial infidelity. Sonia made the ranch dip recipe. It was so good. Yes, right here, volume 1. Isn't that the best ever? And let's go back to this marriage thing. Like, if you're a Christian, your husband is treating you that way, he is not following the vows that he gave you, or that you exchanged when you were married. And so a lot of people think, well, you just have to divorce and it. You can separate. There's nothing in the Bible that doesn't say you can't separate. You can separate if you need to. And so you may need to separate and until he has proven that he's going to be responsible and actually change. Bounty in the Badlands, we had cold rainstorm come through yesterday. That's the one we were fighting. Yes, we had less than an inch from May 1st to August 31st last year. God does answer prayers. Yes, the rain was awful. The wind has been awful for 3 days.
It's been like a hurricane for 3 days.
Our back porch looked like a tornado hit it when we got home. I hope my gnomes aren't broken. I have one gnome thing that I haven't even had the courage to go look yet because it was one of my favorites, and I hope it was toppled over, and I hope it didn't get broken. And I got fire pit stuff all over, and I've just sat for 2 days because I haven't had the strength to go look at it yet. Crescent, if you're a senior, see if in your area Meals on Wheels is available. Yes, that is a great idea. Kimberly cleaned a whole house this week. Good job. Connie, I took care of my dad after a stroke for 12 years. He was left side paralyzed, but still managed to vacuum the floors and do laundry. I let him go as slow as he needed to. My teens had chores and would be able to cook simple meals if I had to work. My dad could cook if someone else chopped the onions for him. Yes, that's perfect. Now that is working around someone's disability, but still they can do things and be a productive member of society still. Teresa, give him Tara's cookbook and make him make his own snacks for the snack person. No kidding.
Well, I would think it would drive you nuts if you were sort of disabled to just sit there and think about it and do nothing. I think it's kind of helpful to get up and do something. It makes you feel better about yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. All right, Peggy, have a budget meeting and come to Jesus moment. Yeah, that's when Mike and I were first married and he had credit card debt. And I was like, hey, we ain't going to be spending. Sorry, dude. This has to get paid off. And you were already in that direction, thankfully.
Before we were married, I had the credit card debt, but I would still, photography back then required paying for the film, having the film developed, and that was kind of pricey. I still go to movies sometimes and stuff like that. And that was the kind of thing where I knew I probably shouldn't be doing that. And when she said, hey, we've got to get this under control, I was thinking, yeah, I guess if I'm married to you, then we need to sort of share this. So I need to not be so selfish. So I didn't argue about it, but I don't think I told you that I was unhappy about it. I just felt like I was unhappy about it. I mean, I knew it was the right thing, so that's why I didn't argue about it. I just thought, I want to go see a movie.
Marie, he may not realize the problem. Yes, I would definitely just sit down and have a conversation first. I mean, everybody jumps to the biggest conclusions at first, but maybe they just don't know or just don't realize. So just sit down and have a chat and say, I don't know if you realize this, but this is a really big problem. And I thought I'd let you know in case you don't realize how big of a problem it is.
Well, and you shouldn't be in the dark about it, but it might be good to have him take care of the bills and the budget and we kind of worked out between us that I had a problem with spending and Tara did not. But Tara couldn't balance a checkbook to save her life.
No.
So she might write a check because she thought that she made a deposit and we actually made a withdrawal. And so
it's that Lex Dysia thing,
Yeah. So we came up with
Do you love me in spite of my Lex Dysia?
I love you greatly. We figured out between ourselves that it worked best if she spent money and I kept track of the money and balanced the checkbook. It worked, and we still do it to this day.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I'll ask him, I'm like, okay, do we have money? Can I get the carpets cleaned? He's like, yeah, we got money. Okay.
Well, and what I found is that I don't share every thought about paying something like some of the bills from our recent problem. I don't really share all the details because I don't think it's necessary for her to have that on her mind. But I do periodically come up with
what are you hiding from me now? Let's just spill it all here.
But I do kind of calculate everything and give her a financial report every
couple of days.
Well,
Well,
under
this
normal
last,
circumstances,
not normally.
normally I'll do it every couple weeks or once a month. But if there's something like huge that we're trying to get, if we have a big financial disaster of some sort, or like last year when we were doing the kitchen and it was more expensive than we thought, I kind of try to give her a sense along the way, because I'd like her to understand we're not in a desperate situation at the moment. But a lot of things that she doesn't necessarily want to know all the details, but she can. I don't think a wife should be unaware of the details. I think it'd be great if the husband does that financial part, but you need to be able to know.
Yeah. Hello, Kimmy. Kimmy says everybody needs to give me a hug because she was giving me tough love. She agreed with you today.
Ooh, thank you, Kimmy. I appreciate you. What was?
I'm still not so sure.
What was the tough love?
About what videos we're doing next.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Kimmy. I appreciate it.
I don't know.
See, we should make a little trip to Utah.
I know. Yeah, we need to go visit Kimmy in her new house.
Yes.
Marie says, what snacks does the husband who's spending $400 a month like? Can you find cheaper alternatives? Yes, that's definitely doable. We should do a visit thing where we go down there and visit them, and then they come up here and visit us. And we all see each other's houses. There you go. Thank you. Bonnie loved the deal on my blouse. Teresa, if you say I need help. Oh, wait, got that one. Jennifer, my husband and I each get a set amount of fund money each month. We can't go over that, but can use it for whatever we want. That's great. That way it gives us some flexibility and we don't feel deprived and we aren't just blowing money. I'm not sure if the other couples do this. It's been working for us. That's a great way to do things. If you guys are good with like, here's $100, $500, or however much you can afford a month. We eventually sort of did that. Kind of. At first it was just ask for cash for holidays, like your birthday. I mean, we didn't, it wasn't like somebody wants to give us a gift and we're like, no, I want cash. But it was just more or less like Tara's part of the family they were sort of like, we know you're saving for something, so here's some cash. Yeah. And eventually we had the idea of giving ourselves some fun money, but we never really did. We got eventually to the point where we spend a little bit just because it was okay. I would never, though, spend a lot of money without consulting Tara. I know some guys go buy a truck and they don't tell their wives. What? Oh, I would never do that. We might go like, he might go buy some granola bars or something that I don't approve of. I'm just saying. I don't ask permission. Somebody's going to take that totally out of context, but you know what I mean. He doesn't ask permission to buy every little thing, and neither do I. But if it was a truck or something, you better believe he's not going to go out and buy a truck, and I'm not going to go out and buy a bunch of purses and clothes and stuff without saying, okay. And we're both responsible enough that we know until our debts and stuff get paid off, that's what we gotta do. So, and the only time I will spend a large amount without asking is if I already know, like say for the business, I buy $300 worth of shipping envelopes or a couple $1,000s worth of Bibles for the Bible thing or something like that. I don't ask her permission because I already know what she would do if she was the one buying it. Yeah. So, but if there's something unusual, like if I said, man, I really want to go to Paris. See, that's not happening real soon. Here's today's thumbnail. Wait, hold on. We should make a note of where this is. Here. How about this? You do that. Now we have to find it. Is that a good thumbnail, Kimmy? Yes. I got a horrible headache today from all the storms, I think. Okay. From life in general. Wanda, what? You take weekends off from the business? What is this world coming to? LOL. Actually, we don't, but we really, really try to. Oh, that's from Kimmy. Hello, friend. Oh, stop. Edifying. I think that if you're living paycheck to paycheck, dessert isn't something that you need to be spending money on. Yeah, no kidding. Weedy Garden says she can make large batches of food and freeze them in meal-sized portions. Yes, that is a good idea too. Wanda, depending on his disabilities, maybe he could help prepare the meals. Yes, exactly. Amanda, tradwife here, and my husband doesn't boss me to do nothing. I do everything on my own will and my own time. Yes, and I mean, here I heard the best way to describe this when we were first married. It was Amy's decision. Well, it was even before we were married, actually. I read the Tightwad Gazette, and she said in there, you know, if a husband goes and works 8 hours a day outside of the house, the wife staying home should be working 8 hours a day also. And I think that's so true. So like if you have little kids and they're getting up in the middle of the night, I'm okay with a wife taking a nap during the day if she's going to be up in the middle of the night with the kids. I'm okay if she's working from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. Well, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be putting your kids to bed early. So 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and the husband only works from 8 to 9, then yeah, she can take 30 minutes or an hour a couple of times during the day to rest, sit down and read a book, dink around with, phone, whatever. But she needs to not be on her phone all day long, not doing anything in the house. Please don't comment on the last 2 days, please. But
last 2 days?
Yeah, well, last 2 years. But she needs to get up and do her part. It's not okay to just be sitting on your duff doing nothing. Okay. Sorry, got on my little tangent there. Kimmy says she totally wants to come visit us because we're visitable.
Yes.
Visitable.
Well, we have space.
Rosa says my husband came home with a snowmobile, just one. Oh my goodness. Oh, I would be so mad. I would be so mad. Penny. But
wait, what did she say?
You wouldn't do that to me because you had
again?
enough love and respect for me that you wouldn't just do that to me. Her husband came home with a snowmobile without talking to her. These guys that go and buy $200,000 worth of toys, my goodness.
Wow. Yeah.
Jen, the dirty dishes fairy. You're a very handsome dirty dish fairy. Patty, I made my pizza crust, dining on a dime cookbook right here in the morning. Then I had a complete pizza ready to bake by noon. Thank you so much for helping with great recipes. You're welcome.
Awesome.
Amanda, he eats what I make and doesn't throw a fit. LOL. He says thank you on a regular basis. Yes.
Oh, that's
great.
Cool.
Baddie in the Badlands. Love it when I come in from chores and hubby has unloaded the dishwasher. It's a partnership and I love mine. Yes. The problem, I think, with society now is we have gotten so overboard and so sensitive about everything. Yes, you need to have traditional roles in the family. But at the same time, if you love and respect each other, you're going to help each other out. You're not just going to be so petty that you go and buy something without talking to your husband or wife, or your wife is working a job and taking care of the housework while you're just working a job and sit on your duff all afternoon and evening after you get home from work. That's not okay. But people have just swung the pendulum from one end to the other. It's just ridiculous. Mary, when my ex was a slug and not only would not control himself, he told the kids they didn't have to either. Oh, man, yeah. That is not okay. Edifying Gravity says, 15 years yesterday. The only reason we made it is because I married a man who's man enough to clean toilets. Yeah. Tori, I saw...
Just put new ones in.
Tori says, I saw a video about a family assistant. It was a woman who does the stay-at-home wife thing, but she was hired. When it isn't your own family, it's a legit career choice, apparently. Yeah, I could see why people would need that. And what's sad is, I mean, I get it if you're a doctor or a lawyer or something and a woman and you're actually making a lot of money. Okay, I still don't think it's okay. But I mean, you could hire somebody like that. But what's really sad is most of these moms that are working, they're making $20 to $25 an hour. And in the end, by the time you add up all the daycare, the extra food, a housekeeper, extra car, extra insurance, all these other things. She's making like $1 or $2 an hour. If that was me, I would just sit down and cry. I mean, I would just absolutely cry. And you got to sit and figure these things out. So, yeah, I mean, it's very frustrating. Gail, I used to be able to everything, but this is the last operation. I was told it takes 1 year before I get all my strength back. Sometimes I have to leave dishes till morning. Yep, totally get it. Donna just made the sour cream coffee cake from volume 2. Excellent. Isn't that good? Oh, it is so delicious. Heather, she loves my super easy recipes channel on YouTube. Yeah, go check it out, guys. Olympia says she's teaching until June 21st. Yeah, I don't care if it is till June 21st. That's only 1 month and a half away. He needs to get his buttocks off his social occasions and help you with some stuff. Good grief.
Well, I mean, it's okay for him to do social occasions, but if you're doing all the stuff at the house, no.
She said yesterday he stood behind me with his hands in his pockets, and I got loud and he stopped speaking, so I'm on strike. Yeah, you need to go on strike. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. He needs to have a big wake-up call. And when you retire after June 21st, I'm assuming you retire. I don't know. Maybe you're just...
Yeah, she said that in the past.
Okay.
She's retiring then.
If you're retired, he needs to help he needs to get his butt up and help you do stuff around the house. You guys need to equally share the chores around the house. There's a reason why there's this thing called gray divorce. Because the wives are in this kind of situation. They're like, you know what? The kids are gone. I'm done. I'm not going to put up with this. And for good reason. That's absolutely ridiculous. Amanda does the outside chores and she does the inside. There you go. Yeah.
Sandy, the recipe channel is Super Easy Recipes. I'm going to share the link in the comments here.
Jen says she just bought herself my Get Together People Planner. She's been waiting so long. She's super excited. Yeah, I only had at the beginning of the show, I had 10 damaged ones left. And let me tell you, it's very slight damage. Like you probably won't even be able to see the damage. It's so slight. But it's like the corner got bent up here, or it's all of them are just the corners got bent. And so unfortunately, the printer, the way they were in the box, some of the corners got dinged, and he put them in there really careful, but it was just, it's just one of those things that happen. We have that happen with all of our books. So, so we pull those out and then we just sell them as damaged. Amanda, he keeps our cars running, the trash emptied, and the lawn pretty. Yeah. And that's totally fine. As long as he's doing something to help maintain your home, I'm okay with that. But yeah, Fab Chick says, so glad caught live today. Love you guys and praying for y'all. Thank you for your ministry. You're welcome. And thank you for the prayers. And by the way, just so everybody knows, it's actually really crazy, but we can't believe it, actually. We're still kind of in shock. But we were able to, so this family emergency we had cleared out our savings, put us back into debt again. And after our Mother's Day sale, which was totally unexpected, we got enough to get us back at zero again.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. We were busting our buns. Thursday night, we had worked all day at the widow's house.
Then we did the show, and then we packed books.
Building fences, cleaning out gardens, cleaning our house. Then we came and did a show. And then after the show, we went and packed 150 orders. Is that what it was? I think 150 orders. I wanted to die. As a matter of fact, I went to bed at 9 and I'm like, I cannot do this 1 second more. And so the boys helped us pack orders. We were packing orders. And so then the next morning we had to get up at 6 to go to Colorado, and we had all those orders packed up, and we totally forgot to put them on the curb for the mail lady. Jack went to close the garage door and he hit the wrong garage door button and it opened the other one and we just happened to see all the orders, thankfully. So Mike was able to get them on the porch.
I was thinking, ooh, we did all that. We better get those things out on the curb.
But what happened was we ended up leaving the sale on over the weekend because we just could not get to, with grandma and everything we were doing, we just could not get. Well, frankly, we didn't want to have to deal with it. We were like, we need a break for a day or two. And so we just couldn't get to it, didn't want to get to it. So we just left the sale on for a couple of days and we were able to get ourselves back into zero. So thank you, everyone, for praying for us and helping us with this sale. Edifying says, husbands love their wives as Christ loves the church. Exactly. Respectful husbands don't dump all their work on their wives. You are 100% right. And vice versa. Fab Chick said, oh, wait. Edifying says, selfish twits. Yes, girl. Yeah. Diana, my garage is a total mess. It's probably my things I never took care of when we moved. Get to it. Every day, do one box, one shelf. Just get going. Get going. Christine, hello. If he does not know how tight the budget is, he will not be able to help fix anything. You are 100% right. And by the way, Christine, if you guys remember, was our first grocery audit. She was the one that her husband was spending $1,200 hunting. Or was it $1,200 or $2,500? I can't remember. It was a lot of money. And she said that they are getting it together. They got some stuff paid off. And he realized how much his hunting was costing. So they're cutting way back on that. So I am so proud of you, Christine. You guys, and tell your hubby, you guys are doing good.
Yeah.
Melissa, bought my second cookbook ebook last week during the sale. I love all the new recipes. Excited to try them. Yay. Thank you. Leah, make a chicken Alfredo for dinner. That's in our red one. Volume 2 right here. Was that one of the pictures we had? Was the chicken Alfredo?
I don't know, but it was in the newsletter today.
Oh, yeah, it was. Right here.
That is delish. It is delish, for sure.
It is one of our favorites. And she must say that the cinnamon roll muffins in the gluten-free book are amazing. My husband thinks they taste like the middle of a cinnamon roll. Don't they? They taste. That's my favorite part, the middle of the cinnamon roll. So I combined several recipes to make that cinnamon roll muffin. And when it worked, I was just like, oh, this is so delicious. I could eat these all day long. Mary, I sat my ex and the kids down and made it abundantly clear, and his response was, don't worry, kids, she'll get over it. What would I do?
You'd knife me in my sleep.
And it would be fried green tomatoes all over again, wouldn't it? Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
But here's the thing.
Well, not only that, well, first of all, wow. But secondly, if we had some kind of disagreement between ourselves about anything, we don't bring the kids into it and lobby the kids for our sides. Oh my, that would be a total no-no.
But here's the thing. I've noticed in my wise old age of 50 years now, and dealing with, it seems like almost every single friend I've had has had an abusive husband like that, or just a jerk, or they're having an affairs or whatever. But here's the thing that I've learned over the years. All of these signs were happening before they got married. It's extremely rare that there wasn't some sort of sign before they got married. And so for people who aren't married, and you just happen to watch this show, which most people aren't, but if you see those things happening, they should be sending red flags, and you really shouldn't marry them. There are other fish in the sea. There is no such thing as a soulmate. I don't care what they say.
What?
Sorry,
I'm
dear.
hurt.
Get over it. But There's way more than one soulmate in this world. There's not even such thing as a soulmate. That's ridiculous. But stop marrying these people, or people will have a second marriage and it's all the same baloney from the first marriage. Hello? Did you not learn the first time? So, yeah.
Well, also people...
There's a reason why Mary has an ex now, and it's for good reason.
But there's also... Sometimes people end up with the same problem because they're doing something... Like, for instance, if you learned growing up that people like you more when you do stuff for them, sometimes people overdo doing things for people for approval, and they tend to attract people then that take advantage of that. So you have to be a little bit careful. First of all, that you pay attention to the person before you marry them. But secondly, it's helpful to get your own things a little bit under control so you're not leading to that same thing again.
I'm sorry, but yeah. And it's okay if you're divorced and all that, and you say, you know what, I made a mistake. That's fine. Learn from your mistakes. Laura's making the honey garlic chicken tonight. Isn't that yummy? Super easy recipes is where you guys can see that video. Peggy, I did all that plus worked full-time. Husband never helped at all. Yeah, that's not okay. Sharon, I received my volume 1, volume 2 set and totally impressed with the quality. Recipes and life tips are inspiring. I can't wait to start cooking my way from front to back. Yes, that is great. Thank you so much.
Actually, it's funny, when we had the books printed, the printer asked us, hey, are you interested in making books for other people? Because we had some people ask.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a compliment.
Yeah. Lisa, our roles reversed when my husband became disabled. The only thing my husband couldn't do was cook, but he managed to do 9% of the whole housework. That is great. That is the way a marriage should be. Teresa, remember to buy on sale cake mixes and frosting. Yep, exactly. Wanda, Jell-O is easy on an upset stomach. Yes, I agree with you, Wanda. It totally is. It helps. I don't know what it is, but it helps keeps you hydrated too. Carissa's grandmother did the same thing. Bounding the Badlands. My routine is Monday is wash day, Tuesday ironing. Yes, I still iron. Wednesday is baking. Thursday is scrub the bathrooms. Friday, vacuum and dust. Weekends is doing whatever I couldn't do the rest of the week. Very good. Yep. Amy, my husband is disabled and cannot work. I work nights at the hospital. He does the dishes, vacuuming, laundry, cooking. Very good. Yeah. And another way to do dishes is like on Monday, you could clean the kitchen. Tuesday, you could clean the bathrooms. Wednesday, you could do the living room, family room. Thursday, you could do the laundry room. Friday, you could take care of the garage. And then Saturday, you could do like, if you have a basement or something like that, you could do it by the room days also. Rosa just bought Jell-O pudding. Does that count? Janet, we had bad storms in hell yesterday. Tornado sirens going off. Oh my goodness. Has the weather not been crazy, guys? Oh, James, girls should look for a spouse that has a relationship with the Lord, even if this doesn't make things a breeze by. However, you have a better chance if God is in the middle of your marriage. Yep. Karen, my husband and I are such a good team that we both forgot all about our anniversary. Just remembered it today.
Whoops. I better not forget this year. It's 30 years.
Sue, Jell-O has a cheesecake pudding. You need to try that. Oh my goodness. This is where I miss eating dairy. Emily, my 90-year-old mother lived with me. She wanted to do something to help, so she was able to wheel her chair around the dishwasher and unload it from a wheelchair. Very good. She put things on the counter for her to put in the cabinet. Very good. Carissa spent 45 minutes in the tiny cellar the night before. I'm so grateful we made it through. Our area has had no tornadoes. Pray for families in Oklahoma that night. It was awful. Yep. So my son used to live in Oklahoma, and the town next to him literally got blown off the map. And his friends still live there. He rented a space. He parked his tiny house on his friend's land and rented from. But he said his friends runs a glass. He started a glass repair company.
Oh, I bet he was busy.
2 years waiting list now.
Wow.
He said they're so far behind. And he said they can't go to Stillwater or anywhere else because they're like 3 and 4 years behind or something like that. It was some ridiculous amount. I can't remember. He said it was really, really long time. Everybody's out.
Wow.
Karen, I ordered books.
Oh,
okay. I ordered my books last Wednesday and got them on Monday. That is great. Thank you so much. I'm so glad they got there so fast. Olympia, no, I'm not retiring. He's retired. Oh,
yeah.
I'm having a moment for you because I would kill him. I'm sorry. That is not okay. You need to understand this is not okay for him to just be going prancing around to his social clubs while you're working. Oh my goodness. That is not okay in any way, shape, or form at all. Wow. Peggy, we are so cute. Oh,
we're cute. You're cute. No, you're cuter. No, you're cuter. Oh, I see how you are.
Heather, I hear advice about taking kids out on dates one-on-one. Do you think it's doable?
Depends how many kids you have,
Yeah.
and how much money you have, and what you do on the dates.
I mean, I think that's fine, but I don't think it's something you have to do. But I do think it's nice every now and then if you could, it depends on how much money you have, how many kids you have, if it's even feasible at all. Maybe you could do it once every 3 or 4 months or something, or it doesn't have to be every week or every month or anything like that. But I mean, we never did that, but I don't know.
I mean, we occasionally did something individually with one of the kids, but we didn't really make it like a kid date thing, like some people specify. It just happened that, hey, I think Ellie would like this, so we take Ellie.
Edifying says she's in her apron and living on a dime collab. That would be great. We've done those before, actually. We have done some collabs.
We actually did.
We've done 2 or 3.
Kimmy,
yeah. Crystal, what about completely debt-free, including house, young couple who are going through infertility? I want so bad to stay home, leave my job, but my family says I should work if we don't have kids. Why? Listen, even if you don't have kids, it is okay to be a stay-at-home wife. There is a lot to do at home. There is laundry, there's cooking,
there's decorating.
There's shopping that needs to be done for groceries, for clothes. There's stuff that you can do to keep up the house. And sometimes you'll have family members or people in your community that need help. It's okay to be a stay-at-home wife. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now, I would say that if you're in hawk up to your eyeballs, then yeah, you need to go to work and pay the bills, help pay the bills. But if you're completely debt-free, you should, why should you have all that stress in your life? I mean, it's okay for you to run the house and your husband to come home and him be able to kick his feet up and relax. You be able to kick your feet up and relax and enjoy your evening and your weekends.
It would be good to get into that habit at the beginning of your marriage too.
That's perfect. You just tell those people to mind their own business. My goodness.
Actually, it's funny because recently when I said decorating, I wasn't joking, because recently I was thinking our house is so nice because Tara painted it nice and decorates nice. Everything's all
thanks.
Pretty and cozy.
But see, I do things like I'll do the painting.
She paints and she
so
makes
he's not
wreaths
painting on the weekend and stuff. And so I say quit your job and tell them to shove it.
I build fences. She paints.
Yeah. She's in her apron. Kimmy says we got lucky with Mike and Derek. I always say to him, how are you still with me? LOL. Yeah. Edifying says teaching his kids to respect, ignore their money. Absolutely. Ignore their mother. Absolutely not okay. He's not a real man. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, that man needs to just, well, I think she said she did kick him to the curb, but Lori, I made your oat milk from Super Easy Recipes channel and the muffins from the used oat. I wanted to thank you for all the great tips. It really helps with the budget. You're welcome. Laura, I would be upset if my husband bought a truck without discussing it with me. Yep. Edifying says the Honda Christmas commercials drive me crazy for that reason. Yeah. Edifying says our limit is $50. Anything above that requires us to approve it. Yeah. We don't really have a set amount just because we know that we just ask, and stuff like that. So now that we have our emergency paid off, I think. Now I would like to get the carpets cleaned. We have not got the carpets cleaned since the remodel. It's been driving me crazy. I'm like, okay, if we could get that clean, get the allergies out and all of that, I would feel so good getting that done. And so now when we get our money back up again, so stuff like that, I'll ask, do we have money for this? And he'll say yes or no, and then we'll just go from there. Joni bought ground beef today for $1.99 a pound. Good job. Bounty in the Badlands. I never question when hubby needs to buy a new truck, tractor, trailer, baler. He's super money aware, so if we need it, we get it. But I give him the budget for all the extras he works within it. Yeah. I mean, and that's it. Like, I mean, I ask Mike on those things, but I'm sure that if we just needed a car and I just found a really good deal and I couldn't contact him for some reason or whatever, or I had to make a decision right then or whatever, he knows me well enough to know that I wouldn't just go throwing our money away and be irresponsible. Like, we're looking for another vehicle because we got more drivers coming up here. And the other day I found a Toyota Highlander and they wanted $8,500 for it. I was like, okay. But then I went and looked on Kelley Blue Book and it was $5,800. And I was like, what? So then I called the insurance and I said, what is getting reimbursed for those here? And they said, probably the Kelley Blue Book price. So I told the person, I said, I'm sorry. I said, can you tell me where you're getting your number for this? Because I can't insure it. If I pay this much, the insurance won't cover it. They said, well, that's just the price for our area. Well, Mike knows well enough that I do my research before I buy those things. So I did not buy the Toyota Highlander because, okay, that's not hail, is it?
I think it's just rain.
Okay, are you sure?
Well, no.
Yeah, I think it's just rain.
One moment.
Could you just make sure, please? I just put my plants out, and if it's hailing, I'm going to be really upset. Is it just rain?
Baseball.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just rain. So,
Lovely rain.
It's a lovely rain. Okay, I can handle a lovely rain. I just put all of my little baby plants outside, and it's raining. So
it's like a watering wand. It's got the shower setting on.
Okay. And so I didn't buy that Highlander because it's not a good value. But he knows that I do my research. So.
But then you said you don't like the 4Runner.
Well, I don't like it in the snow. I don't like driving it in the snow. I like driving it on regular stuff, but I don't like driving it in the snow. But did find out that we have the wrong tires on it. So maybe this winter, if we get the right tires, that might help.
The wrong tires for what?
The 4Runner for winter.
I think he was thinking the tires on it are bigger than the ones that came on it. So it should be better. Although, honestly, after a lot of years of waiting to buy tires till they were really thin, I've been in the mindset lately of maybe we shouldn't let it go that long. And the dealer said it looks okay this way. But I looked at him and thought, man, we maybe need a little more tread for winter in Wyoming.
Yeah. Rosa says, yes, the stay-at-home mom's job is flexible when done properly. People still judge on that. I know, it's ridiculous. Gail says, my husband bought a new car with me without knowing. I made him sell all his extras, and paid it off in 6 months. Pan, I am making your taco bake for gathering, and I want to do it ahead and freeze. Should I fully cook and freeze and then warm? You don't necessarily have to. I don't think you need to. You could just freeze it and then cook it. Teresa, Oklahoma got hit. Tornadoes are popping up everywhere again. Oh my goodness. What has Oklahoma done? Is God's wrath coming on Oklahoma? Debbie, No deaths reported yet, but horrible damage. The entire city of Portage was hit twice. Oh my goodness. Lorraine says, my husband would get his check, go drink with the guys to cash it, stop at stores and buy stuff, and he didn't want to change. We had a baby, our phone, electric, and gas got shut off. I told him either get a checking account in both our names and let me deal with the bills, and you can handle what's left over, or I was leaving. We have been married 53 years now, and I still handle the checkbook. We each get $200 a month for things we want and meals out. Very good.
So it worked out then.
Very good. Sometimes you just got to have a heart-to-heart moment. Melody says, excuse me, when I was 6 months pregnant, my ex traded in his paid-off truck for a new truck without talking to me about it. His old truck was 6 years old at the time with no issues. I probably should have left him then. He never got better with money. Yeah, you should have. Oh, my goodness. Janet, I was always broke with my first husband, divorced him, and was able to save money and have no debt. Yep. Jill, not to mention the debt it takes to get to a career that pays as much. May not be worth it. Yeah. Marilyn Monroe says, I knew a young woman who quit her job because after paying her daycare bill, she had $10 left. In other words, she was working 25 cents an hour. I know.
Wow.
These women are not adding up the cost. They are not adding it up. As a matter of fact, I probably saved us more money by being a stay-at-home mom than I could have ever earned working, because I shopped at thrift stores. We spent like $25 a month on clothes for a family of 6 up into the teenage years.
Yep.
I spent $100 a person for food. I spent a month. I did all of the painting in our house. I did a lot of the upkeep in the house, so we wouldn't have to hire people to do stuff like that. Didn't have to hire cleaning people. We didn't have to have a second car. We went years without a second car. And these women do not, and I think it's sad. They're killing themselves for $1 an hour. I mean, even if it's $5 or $10 an hour, you could probably save more just staying at home, shopping at thrift stores and garage sales for stuff you need.
Actually, it's funny because when we were in Colorado, realized that we were living about the same type of standard of living as the people around us, but they were all completely up to debt in their eyeballs for buying stuff.
Yeah.
And Tara was buying the stuff that they gave to the thrift store. So we didn't have nearly as much money, but they didn't know that because we didn't have.
Yeah, we made probably a quarter of the income of most of them.
And we also didn't have to pay as much tax because our income was lower. So not saying that we don't want, I mean, higher income is great, but if that's a higher income because you're mortgaging yourself into oblivion, then might as well make the lower income and pay less tax.
Georgina, hubby worked with a lady that worked 2 jobs, and hubby stayed home and asked her what's for dinner when she got home. Oh my goodness. Wow. I've been there, says my husband keeps working because I thought she said husbands. My husband keeps working because he knows when he retires, he will be helping me around the house. There you go. Tanya, I'm a single mom. Sometimes I wish someone around for the kids, but sometimes I'm thankful because it would be better to be single than hooked up with a bum who doesn't love the kids. Yep, I totally get it. Christine, glad to have made it to Alive. It's been almost 3 months since I caught Alive. Thank you for joining us.
I'm glad you're back, Christine.
Belinda, thankful that my precious hubby and I share the chores. He does the yard work and I do housework. Although in saying that, I have a few chronic illnesses, kidney diseases. For one, Pete is amazing. That is great. Everybody's telling us good job on getting our debt paid off. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, it was a big prayer answered. And yes, we are extremely thankful.
Yes, it was a great blessing.
Cecilia, I used to work until we realized we were spending dimes to earn pennies. Very good. Yes. I work hard at home now. We are both so much happier and I don't have to pick between keeping my boss and my husband happy. Yep. Oh, yes. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. I keep forgetting it's Give Mom All the Kisses She Wants Day on Sunday.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to that day.
Carissa, thanks for all you do. Thank you for supporting us. Christine, stay-at-home mom of 4 now. My husband works and brings in the dollars. Yep, Missy, agree. There are almost always red flags, but we choose to ignore them. Yes. Kathy, happy Mother's Day to everyone. Yes. Wanda, my family didn't like my husband. It turned out that he was the one that stuck by me and put up with my faults through the years. Very good. Kind of like you, huh?
What was it again?
Her husband, her family didn't like her husband, but it turned out he's the one that stuck by him with all her faults. You know the feeling?
Yes.
Well, Obama says, so I caught it, glad I caught it alive. Hello. Hello. Becky, I went from a jailbird to an alcoholic. Didn't learn the first time, but I sure did the second time. Well, good, Becky. I'm glad you learned the second time. Olympia says, for me, this is it. We were married too young. No more marriage. Gina, make sure the teens are doing the yard work. Yes. Joanna, what's the difference between being charitable and being used? Oh, my goodness, Joanna. That's a big can of worms there. That's funny because I was just thinking about this today. Okay. Let me think how I can say this. Okay. Let's say you have a single mom and she has single mom syndrome. It's always, woe is me, I'm a single mom, woe is me, single mom. Okay. You notice that the single mom has a brand new pickup truck. She's working, but she's having other people watch her kids because she can't afford extra daycare or after school care or that kind of thing. Or she's a single mom and she's asking people to help her with food and money and all this, yet she's going out and getting her nails done and her toenails done. She's got a gym membership that she has to use. She does a lot of shopping. That's where the difference is, okay? Now, if you have a single mom who's driving an old beater car or her car's paid off from the divorce or something, that's fine. And she's really trying hard. She's working. Her kids are also helping out. Her kids aren't just slacking off. They're the ones mowing the yard. They're the ones helping keep up with the housework and stuff. That's when you're able to help and be charitable. But if they're not pulling their own weight, then I don't help out. It's kind of like I was talking with my hoarding friend that I'm helping clean her house out. She was willing to do the work necessary to help get this. She just needed help getting there. But I have also been with people who have asked for help and aren't willing to do the work themselves to get rid of this stuff. I do not help those people anymore. And I know the difference. My dad's side of the family is big hoarders. And I don't know how many hours we've spent helping them. And I learned my lesson from that. If they're going to nitpick over every little thing and not just start dumping stuff, I'm not doing this. I learned my lesson the hard way and I ain't doing that again. And so that's where you will know if you're being used or if someone is actually appreciative. My friend that I'm helping now, she's actually appreciative. She's actually doing the work that needs to be done. And she's just not slacking off in between times. So,
but also, I tend to think that if you're dreading doing it all the time and you feel like you have to do it, you're probably being used.
Yeah.
Charitable, you just feel like, wow, that person is, doing everything they can and they're really struggling and I really want to help them. That's being charitable. I really have to help them because what would people think if I didn't go help the poor single mom? then that's not being charitable. That's being, well, maybe you're not being used, but your motivation isn't right for doing it.
Or another example was a single mom was having someone watch their kids after school, and these kids were being watched, and she was just going and working out and just having a good old time, not picking up her son while the other person was babysitting for her. And this mom was just out having a good time. No, that's not okay. I'm totally okay if the person watching your friend says, you know what, go out and work out. I'll watch him for a while. That's fine. But when the single mom's being secretive and not telling them that they're doing this stuff, that is not okay any way, shape, or form at all. And so I know it's harder as a single mom. My mom was a single mom. I get it. But you know what? Sometimes life just stinks, and you just got to keep going until your kids are grown and you can just get out of it. Accept what help you can. But there are things, it's not going to be as easy when you were married. And that's just life. And it stinks. And I'm sorry, but that's just kind of the way it ends up. Missy. Hello, Rob. I was just watching one of your videos today. Bounty in the Badland. I did marry my soulmate, found a man who has the same values, work ethics, goals as mine, and we work together to achieve them. Yes, very good. Missy, some women, that's me, some women think men will change after marrying. No, if you think that and you haven't married him yet, you are not going to change him.
Not only that.
And don't move in together. Oh, my word.
It makes it that much harder. Well, I've been telling our kids, if people tend to notice something about the person. They're like, I don't know about that. That's kind of bad. Well, it's probably okay. It's just this one thing. And then, I guess there's something there. I don't know what I think about that. I guess it's just one thing. And pretty soon they one thing their way into a bunch of big problems. And I was telling the boys this weekend, if you have red flashing lights before you think you're going to marry somebody, you're going to discover things that you guys don't like about each other after you're married.
Well, we're talking mostly to women about men, but that's the opposite is true about men with women for the few men who are watching us.
If everything's going really great and you don't really notice any problems, there will be some struggles. But if you notice a lot of problems that seem like they're maybe not quite big enough to throw a fit about, but there are 50 of them, there's going to be a big problem. Yeah. So that's kind of what I was trying to help them with, because we were having a discussion about that sort of thing.
Yeah. And the same is true with men and women. If you're a man and you see these problems in women, like 95% of our audience is women, but for the 5% of men, those women are not going to change either. So Pamela, I was engaged to some years ago that was verbally abusive, and he could have gotten physically abusive. I ended the relationship. Good for you. Kelly, I'm blessed. My husband and I do split house chores because I'm working mom, wife. I keep the paychecks for wants, savings. I provide our insurance. He provides the house. Yep, that's fine. Julie, my husband and I do house chores together and yard work too. We both work full time and both go shopping together. It's our date. Not romantic, but it works. There you go. Jay No More says, one of my 3 sisters got married a lot. Gold digger. Oh my goodness. Amy J, our local grocery store had a single hams and turkey for 99 cents a pound. She got 4 hams and a turkey. I had a $40 gift certificate, so she paid $14 for everything. Good job. Yeah, if you guys need to know how to use your ham and turkey, livingonadime.com. You can get our cookbooks 25% off right now. Tons and tons of recipes. We have like 1,500 recipes and recipe posts and other posts on our website to help you save money on your grocery bill. Sarah says, oh, Mike, you're Tara's soulmate. Oh, okay.
She doesn't believe it, but she'll realize it before the end.
Do you really think in a soulmate?
What?
Do you believe in soulmates?
Well, I never would say the soulmate thing, but I do think God orchestrates things.
Well, yeah,
It
but
wasn't an accident that I found you.
you do know I'm not the only woman in the world. I mean, I know you won't ever get married again if I croak, but
Yes, true. No, but I think God can orchestrate things, but I don't think it's like in the movies. Oh, there's someone out there, and I
yeah,
have
that's
to
what I
turn
mean.
over every rock in the world to find the right person. Then you're never gonna get married.
Or like these women that are desperate and they've got these guys and these guys are dorks. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna find anybody else. Well, let me tell you, you're better off without him.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that God will lead you if you trust him. But I think that if you're marrying a prisoner drug addict guy for some reason, because you're in control of that situation, you're going to have a real bad experience.
Yeah. Janice says, I'm married the second time and it's wonderful. He treats me like a queen and is always helping out. Never had that in my first marriage. Yeah. I mean, the best, like I said, the Taiwan is that the best thing I ever saw was if he works 8 hours, you should work 8 hours. And I think that's the best thing. If you work 12 hours, he should work 12 hours. If your kids are little babies, like Mike, he got up just as much in the middle of the night with the kids as I did. And we had really rough pregnancies and childhood. And so he helped out a lot when I was on bed rest and when the kids were first born, and I couldn't do it all. But I wasn't just sitting on my duff doing nothing either. Well, except for when I was in bed rest and I could sit on. All I had to do was sit on my duff. But I was growing a child. That was a lot of work.
Yes. Well.
So, and then mom would come over during the day and help out with that. And so those are extenuating circumstances. But on a regular, normal day, Yeah. Donna says, husband and wives should read Ephesians 5, and I think it starts at verse 22. But men are not dictators or whatever over their wives. No, they're not. Angie, I did not marry my abusive boyfriend. I kicked him to the curb. Good job. Tammy, I also wouldn't get married to as young as a young teenager either, because you might miss the signs before you're so young and naive. Yep, Carissa, my mom just talked about the lawnmower dad bought without telling her she was the one mowing the lawn. Oh my goodness. Jennifer, my husband and I both used to work. We never had any time for anything. Now he works and I take care of everything at home. He doesn't even have to make his lunch. Yeah. 29 says my grandfather bought. Oh my word. My grandfather brought home 1,000 baby chicks without telling my grandmother. She still talked about it to the very end. I can see why. Oh, goodness gracious.
That's hilarious. I mean, it's not a respectful thing to do, but it's kind of hilarious.
Well, it's funny afterwards. Oh my word. We would have been having chicken stew.
Wow.
Amelia, purse for my sister and her hubby of 7 years. He retired at 65 last summer. That's diagnosed with Parkinson's and dementia last month. Went from being able to drive in February to not trust behind the wheel. Oh man. Actually, we should tell you guys, see if anybody has had the same problem as you are having. Maybe somebody has the same issue.
You mean the piracy issue?
So Mike, he literally woke up one day and his vision had changed significantly. Like he couldn't see out of one eye.
Sometimes, you wake up and there's something in your eye and you blink a couple times and it's fine. It wasn't fine. It's like a lens fell out of my glasses. I was like, what? This is weird. I can't see out of that one side. I mean, I can see, but it's all blurry. And if you've ever had a lens fall out of glasses, it's really destabilizing and confusing to your brain and stuff. I called the doctor and said, is this an emergency? Do I need to go see somebody or do I just need to hang out and see what happens? Because it didn't have all the signs that I'm familiar with that are cause of a major problem. And he said, yeah, no, it doesn't seem like it's anything too bad, but maybe sleep with the vaporizer nearby. And
so we had one vaporizer. Well, that's not working. So we went and bought a new vaporizer. That's not working.
But I went in the other day and he said, well, you're a very interesting case. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Wow, you're the case of the day. And we know it pretty well. So he did a whole lot of extra testing for me. And in the end, he said, I don't know what it could be, but
it's like overnight his vision changed.
Well, in the one eye, it turns out the prescription is half of what it was, which means technically the eye is better than it was before, but we don't know why. So we're kind of doing some. I did go in to just be tested to make sure I'm not diabetic or something, but he said he didn't think that was an issue.
He wasn't even close to diabetic by the last time he had his blood work done.
Yeah, and so
no diabetes in your family or anything.
No, so he said, well, probably. He said sometimes people's prescription just changes, and we don't know why. I was thinking, but it's one prescription when you go to bed, and radically different the moment you wake up. It was bizarre.
And improved.
I'm still having the problem now, which has actually made it hard to see the computer. But the reason why it looks so bad is because the lens is for what it was before, which is too strong. So
I don't know. Anybody had that happen? I mean, he'll get his diabetes AC1 tomorrow to see, but it's very unlikely.
He said he thought that was very unlikely based on
yeah
everything else that's been going on with my health. But so the two options that he thinks it's most likely is we don't know. And he can cut me some new glasses, and if it stays the same, he can just get me new glasses, and I'll be fine.
Edifying says, 15 years ago, I thought my husband's snoring was adorable. Now he's risking his life every time he goes to sleep.
Oh, no. Hey, you said I wasn't snoring.
You haven't been lately. Thank you. And I appreciate it. Mike's been using those nose thingies that go like that, and they work really good.
Although I didn't have them last couple nights, and you still said I wasn't snoring.
That's true. Thank you. I don't know what you did, but thank you. Kenneth says, eating so much of your delicious recipes only makes me look like I'm growing a baby. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Edifying says, my teenager put Dawn. Oh, we had this happen. Put Dawn dish soap in the dishwasher. Other teen noticed the bubbles coming out the side, and it stopped. Any tips for how to get the Dawn out? So how did we deal with that? So there was suds coming all over the floor, and we got towels, and I think we scooped as much as we could, but there was what did we put in there? There was something that we put in there that helped debubble it.
I thought we just wiped it all out, like do we use towels or shop vac or something? It seems like there would be something like that.
Let me see. I'm Googling it. You may just have. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So 1/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. Did we put vegetable? We put something in there. I don't remember if it was vegetable oil or not. And run a quick cycle with no detergent and no dishes. The oil will suppress the suds. That may have been what we did. We put something in. We cleaned it out as much as possible, but then we did put something in there. Yeah. All these things are saying olive oils, and just run it on the fastest cycle and make sure you have towels everywhere. And we did pull out the dishwasher so that if it leaked more, we could slop it all up. But, oh my, yeah.
So for all the people that are asking about the eye thing, the thing that he found was weird about it is if it's something serious, it usually has other symptoms, and there's absolutely nothing. Like there's nothing. There's no headaches, no pain, no whatever. So I'm just kind of rolling with it. He did say he tested me. He did another eye exam on me 4 weeks after the first one. And he said, well, since I can correct it, then it's not serious, but we're just not sure what it is.
Kimberly says, we fixed the snoring thing. We actually have a second bedroom set up. So if one of us can't sleep because the other one too loud, we have to go to the second bedroom. So do I dare confess, as Dave is talking about moving out, that I have plans for his room?
You just said I haven't been snoring lately.
Well, you haven't, but I still have plans for his room.
I see how you are.
Yeah, Edifying Mom said, suck it out with a wet dry vac. That's a good idea too. I think we must have put the oil in there because we Googled it and we put something in there. So it must have been the oil, but I can't remember. Kathy says vinegar will debubble it too. I can't remember what, it's been 10, 15 years ago since it happened. So Airtight says add baking soda and vinegar. No, don't. Well, actually, you can do that, but it won't over bubble. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Kimberly. Oh, well, that's not good. Kimberly says my husband was having trouble with his eyesight and he got checked out by one specialist and then had to keep going to a different specialist and he ended up with a very rare eye condition. Unfortunately for him, it's permanent, but sometimes eye specialists can just make sure that there's nothing serious. Yeah, we'd have to go to Billings or probably Billings for that.
See, he told me that it doesn't look like it would be super serious because he's able to test me on the eye thing and come up with a prescription that would make it absolutely fine.
You don't have glaucoma or macular degeneration or anything.
He tested for all those things. Well, they normally test for the glaucoma anyway, which they did 4 weeks ago. And he did the pressure test again and it was fine. And then there was some macular or something else, not the degeneration, but something else. But he did a full scan and looked great. He said, it looks amazing. So
I don't know. We'll find out if you're diabetic tomorrow. If you are, what do we do with the ice cream bars if you're diabetic tomorrow?
I wonder what we would do with them. It sounds like he thought that was pretty unlikely since I don't have any other symptoms. So
yeah.
And he said that if typically for a serious eye problem, putting a different lens on your glasses wouldn't fix it. And it would fix it for me if it stays the same. So very strange.
Yeah, what's funny is I'm the one on the verge of diabetes. I'm the one that's got to get going on something here.
Well, it's funny because Karen says, then again, Mike, just thank God your eye is better than before. I was just thinking about it. I was thinking about like the blind guy that Jesus went and healed. I was thinking, would he say, what's wrong with me? My eye's getting better. So I don't know. I'm just rolling with it at the moment.
No, he's not. He's complaining all the time.
Well, I'm complaining because I'm still wearing the glasses where I can't see very well, and it's.
But that's hard. I mean, you can't. You're seeing lopsided, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like at night when I get up and I don't put my glasses on and both eyes are blurry. But it's a little harder when one is clear and the other one's not. The other thing that was weird is I was able to see distance out of the lower bifocal.
So he's going around like.
So I was like, should I do this, Doc?
I need a vacation. Okay. Everybody's saying they'll take the ice cream bars. Your mother-in-law says she'll eat them for you.
I'm sure she would. I don't think you need to, Jill. Somebody else will eat them for me.
Kenneth, another tornado came by and took my sunroom. I hated cleaning all those windows anyway. Oh, man, that would have been awful. Gina, and you let him drive. Yeah, I know. Lynn says salt for the dishwasher problem. So edifying, just throw some salt and some olive oil and some vinegar in there and something will shut the bubbles down.
Be like the chemistry lab where it just turns into a block in there.
Amazing Grace says they told my husband he had diabetes. They called in medicine to take. He said, I'm not taking that. I helped him change his diet, stop drinking pop, walk his exercise, and he's no longer diabetic. Yeah. I mean, now I know I'm going to get 1,000 comments. Type 2 diabetes is totally curable and preventable. I know not for every single person, but for 99% of the people it is. And I know it's totally different than type 1. Type 1 is just a totally different thing, but type 2, yes. And so I'm on the verge of getting diabetes. I know I'm a ticking time bomb and I need to get my act together, but I got to care to get my act together. So, Sonny, I'm in my 50s and both my eyes got better. I was over a year's time. The doctor said it could be diet or vitamin related. Must be something you're doing better. Have you changed anything?
I don't know. I did tell him, I thought it's strange that it just suddenly was different the next day.
Yeah.
I would have thought if it were something like that, it would improve slowly as whatever I did took effect. But It was interesting though, because we realized when our older two kids were infants that medicine isn't what people think it is. Like doctors don't just come in and wave a magic wand and you're all healed. They do things that they found have sort of allowed your body to heal itself, but they don't necessarily know why. And I think it was interesting because talking to the eye doctor, he basically told me, well, sometimes this just happens, or something like this just happens, and we don't know why. But we'll give somebody new glasses and then they're fine now. So
Yeah.
he did really thoroughly check me out though. So there's everything looks amazing to him. But for some reason, I'm just still seeing weird.
Becky says I had my lenses put in the wrong side and I could see better with the glasses upside down. Heather says, do I think Costco membership is worth it? So I think a better question would be, do I think Costco membership saves money? No. Having a Costco membership does not save money. Now, is it worth it? It depends on what you're using it for. I think if I remember correctly, you're just a typical family. If you're just a typical family, they have some really nice and unique things. They have some good foods that are different, but saving money, you're probably not going to save money unless if you have to get prescriptions or glasses or something like that, but you can still get glasses online for cheaper than Costco. So appliances, maybe it might be worth it for that. But in general, no, Costco does not save money. Is it worth it? It depends on what you're using it for. If it's worth it for buying appliances, I would probably buy my appliances from there. Then it would be worth it. If I'm just buying my regular groceries, it's definitely not worth it. But they do have some really good food. I mean, I'm not going to lie. They have some really good stuff.
It's worth it to go graze on Sunday instead of buying lunch.
True. If you went every Sunday for your lunch, you might pay for it if you went every Sunday. But
we've never done it, but I've always been curious about tires because I always hear people say that they're good with the tires.
And I would check on that first. I have had a Costco membership only because I was doing videos where I was testing their toilet paper and their laundry detergent and stuff like that. So I have had Costco memberships in the past, but I don't currently have one. So of course the closest one is an hour and a half away. So probably wouldn't be worth it. So I would say if you're just a general family, no, it's not worth it. All right, guys, Dining on a Dime cookbooks, 25% off right now. You can get the link in the description below, livingonadime.com. Also, if you would like a free Bible, we do give out Bibles. If you cannot afford one, if you can afford one, go ahead. We just charge the amount that we are charged. Our new shipment of Bibles that is hopefully not going to be smashed is coming tomorrow. We hope.
Yes.
Our last shipment last week, the guy said, I said, just leave them on the driveway. He said, you really might want to look at these. They've been smashed.
He said he thought that they, somewhere in the shipping process, that they dropped the entire pallet and all the boxes fell out and smashed.
So anyway, so we're getting them tomorrow. So if you need a Bible, and we will see you guys next week. Have a good night.
Bye.